Alright, let's get to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
So last time, we learned how to solve the first step of solving the Rubik's Cube, which requires you to learn how to solve one layer with all the edges and corners matching to one another. Today we're going to take a little bit of a break in order for you to learn something new in correlation to the cube. In this case, they're called algorithms. For me briefing about algorithms before, it just means it's a fancy pattern that helps you allow to maneuver your cube around, get you around pieces wherever you want them to go. An algorithm consists of these weird letters coupled up together. Usually, they have a pattern. Most of the time, you can repeat them 6 times, 4 times, or a few more times, and you'll get to your original solved position. Now, to read a cube, essentially, each letter has a notation. What is a notation? It just means it's a way of identifying how to move the puzzle around, or any other object that you're controlling. In this instance, you saw that the last algorithm I showed you had R's and U's. So R is for right side of this layer, and up is the up side right here. Of course, there's also the left side right here, the down side right here. Pretty obvious, right? Going back to this algorithm, you can see there's a little tip right here. Usually, some people like to put a lowercase I to indicate that it's an inverse version of it. It just simply means you undo this R move. Now, how do we move each piece properly? Well, the way you look at the side is the way it goes in 90 degrees clockwise motion. So I have my red facing towards me. That means that this has to go clockwise, which is this way. So this is an R, and this is an R inverted. Easy, right? Now the same goes for the opposite side, the blue color. Remember, green is always opposite of blue. Now, L is clockwise as well. So this goes like this. That's an L notation. However, an inverted one with a little tick is simply the opposite way. So as you could see, if I were to show you facing them, this is how it would look like. And this is their inverse. As you can see on my browser, there are many forms of algorithms that help you solve one side of the puzzle or operate one portion of what you're trying to solve. There's hundreds and hundreds of versions of these algorithms, and you can always reverse them in order to redo your action, which adds a more infinite versions of these solves.
The reason I wanted to show you this is because we require one specific algorithm in order to execute what we need to solve, which is the second layer. Go ahead and take a moment to pause this, or take a screenshot of any form. You will need this, and you might want to remember this in the long run if you do want to learn how to solve the cubes without any cheat sheets. So how do you solve this? Well, simply put, if you're missing an edge piece, either it'll be on this side, and it'll be either flipped or matching the color on your right side. In this case, it's matching the color on the right side, not on the left. So we execute this previous algorithm that I showcased you. Now, how does this look like? Well, let's go step by step. U, R, U inverted, R inverted, F, R inverted, F inverted, R. See? Placed right in its spot. Well, what happens if it's on the opposite color? Well, here's the algorithm for that. You can see it's very simple. You repeat the first one at least 3 times. RU, RU, RU. And then you just really invert it twice. R inverted, U inverted, R inverted, U inverted. Now, what is this to? Well, it just means to do twice. Pretty easy. Let's showcase that algorithm. So as we can see, this is not matching properly. It's reverted. And it belongs on the right side. That's easy. Make sure this color is on your right. And we follow the algorithm as I showed you. R, U, R, U, R, U, and then we invert it twice. R inverted, U inverted, R inverted, U inverted. And you remember that R2? It just means to move the right side twice. 1, 2. Here we have it. So for the most part, you should be almost done with your pieces. If not, you should be done. sometimes you could get an incident like this, or it's in the right position, just oriented differently. Sometimes all you really gotta do is just take it out and redo it again. And sometimes it'll just be an easier problem to solve. Once you're done solving the second layer, you should technically have 2 sides done. All of these should be neat, clean, and no other colors misarranged in any form. What would happen now is that the top side would either be solved or it would be scrambled. So you could have a possibility that you're done with the next step. However, this is just a lucky case, and you shouldn't always depend on this. Thank you all for coming for the next step. We're going to learn how to solve this layer, so be sure you stick around and you memorize your patterns that I've shown you briefly. Here are the patterns together, just in case you ever want to take a picture, or memorize them. I always recommend memorize. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.